Welcome to the space weather. We're looking at 8 hours of the colored magnetogram here. And give us 2 minutes. We will be right back to do the daily space weather. Good evening, Harry Wire. Or good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever time it is when you're watching the video around the world. Looking at the sun and colored magnetogram here, we see sunspot 2740 degrading and sunspot 2741 not particularly active, although we did see a pretty large C flare. We will get to it momentarily. First, we're going to look at the last 8 hours of solar activity in intensitygram. So we can see the umbre, and you can see sunspot 2740 has shrunk since yesterday, still considered beta class last I checked. We'll be looking at that in a minute too. And is it the Earth facing quiet effect in effect? Let's look at 304 angstroms to check and see if there's any filamentary activity going on, and indeed there is quite a bit there on the eastern limb. And there we see that C-class flare, which actually just occurred about 2 hours ago, folks. And let's look at 94 angstroms here also, as we've got a better view of that flare. Once again, good timing. The sun providing flares right when the live stream's about to go up, once again. This is probably the dozenth time that it's happened. And yeah, let's move on to some other stuff here. Now, on our channel, we prefer our viewers to understand the distinction between their ass and a hole in the ground, which is why we provide the information we provide, as there are a lot of ignorant people out there who don't seem to know the difference. Speaking of the difference, make a difference in your neighborhood by setting up a nextdoor.com account if you don't already have one. It's a great way to network your neighborhood together. So check it out. And Nancy Pelosi has an account. So should you. Here's a custom meme made by me, one of the chief anti-Fed people you will find, and I mean the Federal Reserve. And well, let's just read it aloud. Capitalism has not existed since 1913, when the Federal Reserve Act was signed into law, which ensured banking cronyism. The largest block of business on earth is international and corporate loans. If a banking cartel artificially controls those interest rates, is that a free market? Check out the veloshop.net. That's theveloshop.net. And if you got a bike that's newer than the year 2000, you could actually trade your bike in to get a new one. So check out veloshop.net. That's the cycling team. If you want to sponsor us, please email me at smashomash@gmail.com and visit the links in the description below the video, as there are many ways to support the channel, me as a cyclist, and the ongoing process of our nonprofit mission. So check us out on Patreon also. There's a GoFundMe page for the cycling season. Here's the nonprofit website, smAshomash.org. And here's the mission. It is to assist, study, and report on the ongoing formation of a unified theory of physics to raise the awareness of the general public of the relationship between space, weather, and Earth effects, to connect and consult with media organizations to multiply our reach, to demonstrate cutting-edge proof-of-concept solutions to problems, such as growing indoor tomatoes over the wintertime and other plants of opportunity, to publish scientific papers in a multidisciplinary manner, including but not limited to sciences such as spectroscopy, chemistry, astrophysics, health, wellness, longevity, cosmology, biology, hydrodynamics, geology, etc., to assist mankind by advancing the study of predictive phenomenon in order to optimize value, reduce risk and liability, save lives and resources, and adapt no matter what the adversity is, and to not be ossified in our beliefs, and to treat those who are with love, respect, and inclusion to the scientific discussion. So please join us on our smAsho mission and help to accomplish those goals. Let's look at the real-time solar wind as we blast through today's space weather. We see a quite elevated solar wind density here at 15.87 protons per cubic centimeter, and a ramp up in the solar wind speed there. We were all the way down near 300 there for a moment, which is a legit solar minimum solar wind condition, and now it's ramped back up to 330 kilometers per second. We also see some perturbations here in the BTBZ as the solar magnetic fields shift, likely a result of those sunspots. Also, we see what looks like a coronal hole connection here, some kind of sun to earth magnetic connection indicated in the phi angle around 180. And let's look at some more data. Here we are at spaceweather.com. I would note that the 10.7 centimeter radial flux has dropped back down to 75. So it was up to 79 yesterday, and now it's dropped back down to 75. So a little decrease in solar activity there as the sunspots also lose complexity and essentially magnetic power. Flaring likelihood has dropped. So let's move on here to spaceweathernews.com. Here is that X-ray flare that just occurred a few hours ago. Starting off at about 5:45 Universal Time. That was a C-class flare, I think a C9. I'm not going to look so closely that I'm going to cover it here, but we also saw the X-ray output turning into a B base range here throughout the day yesterday and the day before. So anyway, the solar activity has down-ticked a bit now. There's the magnetometer. There was the